Welcome to the channel. I'm Colin Setterfield, and this session of Spiritually Conscious 101, we're going to focus on the science behind consciousness and how we can not only use it, but also prove to ourselves that the thoughts we think are paramount to the way our bodies react to those thoughts. That is, if your thought process is negative, gloomy, or self-deprecating, with feelings of guilt, anger, and antagonism, your body will begin to react accordingly, and in a very short time, sickness and disease will follow. On the other hand, if your thoughts are positive, uplifting, forgiving, and loving towards yourself and others, you'll always have a spring in your step. There'll be power to move into the good works that are being co-created between yourself and the universe. So let's begin with the science, or with the metaphysics, that underpins the most revelationary prognosis about our human consciousness and thought process. Forgive me for waxing a little scientific with the science speak for a moment, but I assure you that it'll become evident and rewarding for all viewers when I move into the more practical aspect of this scientific expose. It has for a while been considered that consciousness is a part of an energy field that is innate within the fabric of space itself and also surrounds the brain, thus facilitating the process of mind and the thinking process. The researcher and investigative journalist Lynn McTaggart makes a similar point in her award-winning book, The Field, a summation of her interviews with prominent scientists at the forefront of scientific breakthroughs in neuroscience and consciousness. Scientists posit that there is a field of energy existing within the vast sea of physical space called the zero-point field. It is an unlimited source of energy with a negligible cost of extraction. If this is true, then we have a credible science that supports the concept of an all-embracing field that is responsible for the propagation of our minds and thought processes. Another similar theory is highlighted in an article written by Tara McIsaac of the E=mc² Science and Non-Duality website. She writes about the work of Dr. Dirk Meyer, a professor at the Groningen University in the Netherlands, who hypothesizes that consciousness resides in a field that surrounds the brain. This field shares information with the brain through a process of quantum entanglement, thereby providing access to the mind and the thinking process. The question we must ask ourselves is this: are these two scenarios, that is, the zero-point field mentioned in Lynn McTaggart's book and the groundbreaking work of Dr. Dirk Meyer of the field that surrounds the brain working on the basis of quantum entanglement, are both these explanations referring to the same field? The field that provides mind and the process of thought? In plain speak, are these two hypotheses not referring to the same thing? I believe this to be the case, and we can therefore move on to the application of this understanding, and in doing so, prove its authenticity through each soul's venture into this marvelous discovery. So how do we activate this amazing facility? The success of this venture depends on whether or not we can understand the importance of a strong belief in this process, a trust in the need to create the correct thought patterns for the promotion of the desired conditions that we seek, no matter our area of focus. Then stepping into the field's reality is simply a matter of asking and waiting. There is much that can be said about meditation, and apart from the fact that it is a contemplative process, it is also essentially an emptying of the mind, releasing your busy schedule and refilling it with what the field supplies. It can happen when you are sitting at your computer, waiting for the flow of thoughts and ideas, or outside sitting on a bench, observing the beauty of nature, not necessarily with any particular contemplative attitude. just in a state of waiting for that inspirational download. And when it arrives, you will experience an amazing euphoric emotion of peace and contentment. And resonating with the supplied information will place you in a state of knowing that the universe has come through. The field is doing its work, and your life has just taken a leap in the right direction. There's so much that you can aspire to when this happens. I remember several years ago now sitting at my computer writing a book I named The Extraterrestrial Phenomenon. Each morning my fingers would be resting on the keyboard, but my mind would be void of any ideas. I would make the request and wait. Sometimes it took a minute or so, but mostly it was almost simultaneous with the request. And I would write without any breaks, just oozing the information that my higher self was downloading into my conscious mind, and this via the field that surrounds my brain, the field within which the complexity of my soul resides. And there would be the bypassing of the veil that sits between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, from where my higher self, as an integral part of my soul complex, operates. Now, you don't have to understand the intricacies of exactly how all this works, but you do need to believe that the field is working on your behalf and that to bring your desires to fruition. You are a co-creator with God. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are connected to the 0-point field, that flow of positive energy that is in turn connecting your conscious mind with the thoughts that the universe is supplying through the subconscious mind. Well, dear viewers, that's all we have time for in this rendering of Spiritual Conscious Soul 101. Before we close, please remember to hit the subscribe button below, and should you like to make a comment, you can go to the website listed below and use the comment section, where there is a fillable form that can be utilized for that purpose. Thank you for watching my channel, and be sure to catch up with the latest material on the next viewing of Spiritually Conscious Soul 101.